Do you struggle when cutting a fade to get the barbershop results you're looking for? In this video, I'll walk you through the steps that I use to cut a really great fade so your clients will always rebook before they leave. Best of all, I'll share the insider tips and techniques that will save you time, help you avoid common mistakes, and give your clients that flawless professional finish every single time. Whether you're a seasoned stylist or just starting out, this is the guide you need to master the perfect fade. So let's get started. I often do Mark's hair at home in my mudroom, kitchen, living room, well, pretty much everywhere depending on the time of day and the lighting that I can get. I love being able to take him to the salon because we have lots of natural light. Working in natural light and having the light hit the head the same way can be the determining factor in whether or not you will see lines in your final result. Excellent clipper cutting is very much in part understanding the areas of the head. Knowing how high to take the clipper without rounding out the head and knowing how to follow the shape to create a natural fade is key to consistent, accurate cutting and creating shapes that will complement your clients. Notice that I take my clipper up to the parietal ridge, but no further. I curve it out when I get to the parietal. If my clipper goes past the ridge, it's going to round out the shape. Most clipper cuts, and fades in particular, are meant to be square. The parietal ridge is the widest part of the head, so going past this is going to ruin your shape. You want your clipper to gradually slope into the back. By taking the clipper up the same height all the way around, well, this kind of creates a bowl. Having that gentle slope will keep the cut contoured to the head. And now for my favorite comb. I pull this comb out when I'm blending my fades. Absolutely love it. Not blending properly can make your fade look, well, not faded. Making sure you get those lines out can be tricky, but there's a few things you can do to help. Scooping the hair from underneath the line will ensure you're taking out the line and not just grabbing random hair. Also make sure that you lift and tilt your comb to focus on the line. When you lift the comb, you're ensuring that you aren't cutting below the line and you will isolate the line, making it clearly seen to be cut. Tilting the comb ensures that you don't cut too short above the line. Remember, a fade goes from short to long. If you don't tilt your comb out, you can go from short to long to short to long and not really know where you're going. Using a large comb like this one allows me to not only get the line, but to get a really great blend right into the top. Just make sure that you lift and tilt. You'll notice that I spin my chair around so that I'm cutting from the same spot. This ensures that I see the same way all around the head. If I cut in the light on one side and in a shadow on the other, I'm going to see the lines differently. This is going to make my cutting very inconsistent. Spinning the chair also allows you to see one side of the cut while working on the other. This is going to help you with consistency as well as helping you check your work. Looking at your work versus looking at the cut in the mirror is going to give you two very different perspectives. These two perspectives are what is going to result in very thorough and precise work. This tip can apply to a lot of the cutting that we do. So spin that chair and see how this will up your cutting game. Blocking off a hairline isn't wrong necessarily, but especially in the case of a fade, you don't want to block it off. Having a hard square line at the nape doesn't really scream fade. When I cut Mark's hair, this time I didn't do a skin fade. I actually used a number 2 and 3 guard to create a longer version. I could have just trimmed up the hairline and called it a day, but this would not look as nice, or it really wouldn't grow out as nice either. Having a natural hairline will grow out much less noticeable than a blocked off hairline will. I trim out the hairline, but then I do some trimmer over comb to soften out the line. Use the same blending technique as you use to create the fade. Lift and tilt. Look how much more natural this looks and how it emphasizes the details of the fade. Don't forget about facial hair. Keeping the natural hairline applies to creating a natural blend into the facial hair, or even if there's no facial hair, just blending it onto the face. Again, Lift and tilt. Depending on the length of the facial hair, you may need to tilt your comb out quite far or just a smidge. This part sometimes gets forgotten. As hairdressers, we tend to shy away from facial hair. I'm not trimming the whole beard, but I do need to make sure that there's not a disconnect between the really nice haircut that I just did and their really nice beard. You want your client to leave feeling like they got a full haircut. Not blending into their facial hair will send them home to blend it themselves. Take some time before you get started and discuss with your client how much hair they want left on top. And not just the top generally, but the front, the back, all the connecting pieces. Maybe they want it short but a little longer in the front, or maybe they want it the same length all over. Maybe they want lots of length left all over the top. Having this discussion is crucial so that they're not disappointed in the end. In Mark's case, I made the front just a little bit longer. I created a stationary guide where the head starts to slope. This gives him a little more swoop in the front. I take his crown a little bit shorter as I find for him it does look a bit neater. Just be sure that the top is longer than the sides to keep the look of your fade. At my school, I encourage all clients to have their hair shampooed. So many male clients come into our salon and they're having their hair shampooed for the very first time. This may seem like it's not that big of a deal, but it's a twofold bonus. We shampoo clipper cuts once the clippering is done or after the whole haircut is completed. This is going to get rid of all the little hairs that will stick into their skin and annoy them for the rest of the day. It's also a great opportunity to give your client a scalp massage and use products that you know are going to benefit their hair and scalp. These are the little extras that will keep your clients coming back time and time again. There will be lots of stylists that can give great haircuts, but giving your clients an experience that they will remember, well, that's going to set you apart. Understanding the shape of the head and all of the different areas is crucial. Before you start this haircut, check out this video where I walk you through it. These are the tips that I teach my students, and I really hope that they help you too. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great hair day.